And this is Unit 1, Foundations of Geometry. This will be 1A notes. So in geometry, vocabulary is very important. We want to make sure that we understand what it is when we see the picture and what it is when we see the word. Okay? To begin, there are three what we call undefined terms, and everything is based on these three terms. First one is a point. A point is indicating a location. Okay, it just tells you like where it's at. It tells you like I'm going to point A or I'm going to my friend's house. It has no size or shape. Now it's represented by a dot, but it doesn't matter if it's a little dot or a big dot. When we name it, we always use a capital letter to signify which one we're talking about. So since this has a capital A beside it, this would be representing point A. The second one is a line. A line is made up of points. In fact, it's an infinite, there's that little symbol, an infinite number of points. Infinite means like never ending. However, when I'm looking at a picture of a line, often they will point out two or a couple of points. In this case, they're saying, okay, here's point X and here's point Y, but those are just two that they're representing. There's an infinite number that go all the way through here. If I start with any 2 points, that's where we can start a line. A line has no thickness or width. So again, the way the drawing is, if it's thin or if it's thick, it does not matter. It's just considered a line. When we name a line, we use any 2 points, see how that's underlined there? Any 2 points to name it. Sometimes there might be many more points, maybe 5 points are listed on a line. You will use 2 of them to name a line. So one way is to take, in this case, the X and the Y. I put capital X, capital Y, and then I put a little line over the top. I can also switch those 2 letters around. Again, the key is the little symbol on top that shows a line which has arrows on both ends, shown in the picture and then in our symbolism. When we name it, we can also use the lowercase script letter, which is on the end here, and that would be considered line N. That's all you would have to do for that. We have 2 other terms or vocabulary that go along with points. One is called collinear. There's kind of a keywords in there, co and line. Collinear are points that lie on the same line. So 2 points will always be on the same line. So we're talking about, if I had another point on here, those 3 points would be collinear. Same line. Non-collinear points are points that do not lie on the same line. There's got to be 3 different points. So if I look over here at my example, if I put another point over here, let's just call that point Z. When I look at these 3 points, since they do not fall on the same line, these 3 would be called non-collinear. Non-collinear will always be at least 3 points. So I could say X, Y, Z are non-collinear. The third term is a plane, and a plane is like a flat surface, like the top of your desk, or the floor, the ceiling, okay? And it's made up, again, of an infinite number of points. Over here is an example. This is usually how we draw it, but a plane actually extends in all directions. We just kind of put a border on it so we can like draw it, but a plane actually keeps on going and going. Just like on the line, wherever you see arrows like that, that indicates that it keeps on going forever and ever. Any 3 points will make up a plane. Okay, and just as I said before, the plane extends indefinitely in all directions. And when we name a plane, there's a couple of different ways we can do it. The first way is to take 3 non-collinear, so they are not in a line on the plane. So if I look here, you can see I've got a point, and a point. Those three are non-collinear. So I could call this picture right here plane K, J, L. I can just take those 3 points, list those three, and I've got a name for it. The order that you put these three does not matter. So I could also have plane LKJ. You can mix them around however you want to. If there are more points on here, so like maybe if I have point M right here, doesn't matter. I'm only going to use 3 points for a plane. I can also name a plane by its uppercase script letter, which is this one down here in the corner. You notice there's no point by it. So this would be plane, another name for it would be plane P. When I'm looking to name it, these 3 points have to be non-collinear. Sometimes we say they have to be in a triangle form, which is, if you look up here, X, Y, and Z are non-collinear. They're kind of in a triangle form. They're not in the same line. Just as up ahead here, the coplanar are the same plane. So I can say these 3 points are coplanar. Could be lots of them, could be indefinite. Non-coplanar points are points that do not lie in the same plane, and that's got to be at least 4 of them. So it would include the 3 that go together plus 1 that's like either below it or above it. It's just not on that plane. So it'd be like if it was on the top of your table, we'd have 3 points that are on the table, and then I'd have 1 up here above the table. Those points would be non-coplanar. The last terms that we're going to talk about is really kind of using those together. So if I have intersecting lines and planes, 2 lines intersect at a point. Okay, so if I'm looking over here, line R and line S intersect at point P. Okay, so there'll be some questions like, where do line R and line S intersect? And you would say point P. We also do the same things for planes. 2 planes will intersect at a line. So here you can see the 2 planes. This kind of looks like a plus sign. So plane M goes this way, plane L goes this way. Where they meet is right here at line K. So the intersection between plane L and plane M is line K.